récord limpio y par de campeonatos. Pero antes trabajaba hasta limpieza y ornato. Quieren copiar el flow, pero les cambia el formato. Correa desde arriba, ve como yo lo el respeto de los veteranos desde novatos. Procura que en mi zona tú no seas no grato, porque hasta de día están sonando los. Me respetan y los capos. A la hora cero, en la radio.
With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Last outing for Phoenix, the loss. Now here's Booker. All the talk, Greg, leading up to this one has been about the impact of the backcourt.
And that's where it all starts. When you have a confident and competent backcourt, it just opens up a lot of things for you offensively.
Pass to Rizachet. O'Neal on the wing. And there's the whistle. That goes on Deni Avdija. That's his first foul.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
And Mourning sends it back. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession. Dunn up top. 6 on the shot clock. That's good on the jump shot.
Don't you just love Chris Dunn delivering in these tight spots, using that fast release to get his shot off quickly?
Now here's Booker. He's had his share of big nights at the offensive end, that's for sure. His scoring average is at 18 points a game. Here's Booker. Mourning. Unable to get that one. Shaq with some nice D. And with this core of the Suns, you know, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for him.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
Pass to Daniels. Fires the three. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss. Now let's send it over to David Aldridge, who was able to talk with Mike Budenholzer.
Now, we spoke about the problems that Pascal Siakam brings to the table, and he told me Pascal is so good with room to operate, we need to find him in transition and take away space when he has the ball. Of course, that's easier said than done. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Now here's Booker. Pass to Mourning. Back to Booker. Mourning with the screen. Tries it from the top of the key. Siakam pulls it in.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot.
Wow, hammering it in!
Look out, because if Jalen Williams wants to put it on the deck and get to the cup, I would not lose my mind and step in front of him.
Now here's Booker. And the layup's good off the glass. Booker's got his second bucket of the night.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
They know that if this guy goes off, their chances of winning rise exponentially.
Assistant.
And how about the force with which the Diesel plays? Shaq on attack.
To the paint. Here's Mourning. Kicks it out to Booker. Back to Mourning. And Mourning throws it down.
You can always count on D-Book to make the right reads when he's in pick-and-roll action. He's so smart.
To the wing right side. And the foul on Dyson Daniel. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played.
Well, Pascal Siakam has the ability to play on the inside and score with that length.
Well, Doris, before he started playing basketball, Siakam was on the path to priesthood. And there are a lot of GMs in the NBA saying, amen, that he chose basketball.
Kevin, this young man actually attended a seminary and didn't pick up a basketball until he was 16. But even with that, he's built himself into an all-star and a champion. An incredible journey. Well, being aggressive and assertive, the big man snatching the rebound.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Pass to Shaq. Tries again, and that's 2 points on the layup.
It's a tall challenge trying to contain Shaq, especially when he's operating close to the basket.
Here's Booker, and that one is off. Shaq with some nice D. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Siakam throws it down.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish in transition, nice and easy.
Abdia can't hit. And here is Dunn. Siakam inside the three-point line. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Nuggets ahead, up 7. And back with the start.
Nuggets, 15.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Nuggets.
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for Denver. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Outside, Bane. To the inside. Here's Williams. And it's Williams throwing it down.
The assist.
An unreal athlete. Williams gets off the floor with such ease to power it down.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Kobe White became one of the top candidates last season for Most Improved Player. He says, I always tried to just let the work show. I wanted to prove that I could be a starting guard in this league. I've just got to continue to get better every day, be aggressive, and be who I am. Kevin, back to you.
All right, D.A., love that attitude. And you look at this year's Denver team, you know, Greg, trying to get more from their bench than they did last year.
Yeah, and you just don't want your starters to play so many minutes that they get gassed in the postseason. That's something Denver's trying to avoid this time around. Easier said, though, than done.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. DeRozan's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Wow, the unbelievable footwork and touch for DeMar DeRozan. It is on display nightly.
Time called here. The Nuggets. Decide to talk it over. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And, Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Here is Daniels. Pass to DeRozan. Williams with the ball. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
First personal foul.
It's on Robert Williams. The Suns shooting their first free throw. First trip to the line in this one.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And both free throws good for Williams. When you look at the game of Mark Williams, Doris, what impresses you the most?
Well, probably his size and athleticism. That combination makes him an immediate fit. He understands which shots to take on the offensive end, seems to have a great feel for how to position himself on the defensive end and how to mix it up on the glass.
Avdia still without a basket. The kick out to Williams. Brooks outside. Buries it from three-point range.
He doesn't take a lot of time to make up his mind. Brooks always thinking ahead, and he's in position before the pass is made.
Outside, Payne. Find Devine Murray, and he gets it to him. Out to White. Just 5 to shoot. Rebound by Williams. The Suns trailing. Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. Outside DeRozan. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. DeRozan's got 6 points.
Well, you like that he shakes off that rocky first period and knocks down a shot. Nice.
And Greg, something that is so important to this team, Jamal Murray's shot creation.
It is, Kevin. He creates so much with the ball or off of it. The work he puts in on offense frees up everything for his teammates. Great competitor who's really a perfect fit with this core.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And the Suns here with a different look. Good on both. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I will say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
Over to the left wing. Here's Booker. Fantastic finish by Booker.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They double team Siakam. Murray outside. Back to Shaq. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Gotta stay on your feet if you're on D. Once Shaq has you in the air, forget about it.
Wow. Well, what, did he have something in his eye on that shot?
Maybe. Booker outside to the middle and stolen by Siakam. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. And it's Williams with the jam.
You can see Jalen Williams' speed on display right there. Gets out to score on the fast break.
There's 37 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's DeRozan. Rebound by the Nuggets. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Following this one, they get to host the Cavaliers. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Siakam outside. Pass to Rizier. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. And we'll go to the line to shoot 2. He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots in the game right here.
And he didn't do him any favors in their last game. His performance at the line was porous. And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
Got it up. No good. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Nuggets lead by 2. We're going to step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after our halftime. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. And Mike Budenholzer has called a timeout. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly. So it's Denver now. A 2-point game. Pass to Rizier. Here's Shaq. He's guarded by Mourning. And Mourning sends it back.
Talk about a guy who will send your shot back with some attitude. Mourning does not play.
Offensive rebound. And O'Neal gets it to go. O'Neal's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the court.
And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
Now done. Inside. And finished off by O'Neal.
O'Neal is a force of nature. And once he gets it that low, it is a foregone conclusion.
There's the pick. Pass to Mourning. Brooks, left side. Shot clock at 6. A second chance effort. Now Daniels. Williams with the steal. And the Nuggets pushing it up now. Lobbed up there for O'Neal. Out of bounds. Phoenix takes possession.
That almost looked like bad communication. You hate to see that kind of mistake.
Here is Daniels. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. Here's Booker. Booker gets through the contact and puts it in.
Boy, just tremendous focus from Devin Booker. On the interior, it matters not if he's facing size. Look out.
You know, you talk about a foundational piece. To start his career, Devin Booker toiled through, Doris, a half a decade of losing in Phoenix.
It was all of that, Kevin, but what I admired most is through all of that losing, he never stopped working. And the losing never stopped bothering him. He never got comfortable with it. Now, all of a sudden, other players see his talent, they want to join him, and it's a much more competitive basketball team.
Here's Booker. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Chris Dunn picks one up. And Doris, one guy who rarely has an off night, Devin Booker.
He has been the model of consistent excellence, Kevin. This guy's so efficient, so productive, all about winning. I am not sure Devin Booker gets the credit he deserves for the level he's at every night. An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
And that one's good. Reza Shane.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Here's Booker. Off with the layup.
Boy, that's one he wishes he could have back, especially against soft defense.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. 5 on the clock. Pass to Reza Shea. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Suns trailed by 7. Booker outside. And Devin Booker in the paint.
Well, we've come to expect this from Devin Booker. This guy is a relentless force on the offensive end.
Williams with the ball. He has 7. And Warning sends it back. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. And Mike Budenholzer has called a timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. There's 1:47 left in the third. Here's Dunn. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Here's DeRozan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Now just a 3-point Nugget lead. Now here's Murray. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Back to Siakam. Dunn, wide open, he fires. Drains it from beyond the arc. Dunn's got 5 now.
Really in a good position thanks to the accuracy from beyond.
Wiggins outside. Williams with the block.
The amazing thing about Williams, yeah, he can block shots inside, but he can also block shots out on the perimeter. His ability to play in space means he's more than just a rim protector. Doesn't care where you're shooting from.
Got a piece of it. 3 on 3. Misses in close. Suns trail by 6. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Wiggins outside. The trade. Rebound by Williams.
I always like to hold for the last shot right here.
Well, that's great execution if you can do that, because it takes any chance at momentum away from your opponent.
On the wing quickly. It's not going to go for him. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And sometimes from the outside, not always clear what led a coach to call for a timeout.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Timeout.
Denver calls timeout.
Start it.
so it's the Denver Nuggets with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They've played the better game so far, but their work is...
Nuggets, 35.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And so here's Phoenix. They trail by 6. They set the pick. Outside, Avdia. Back to Booker. Williams with the steal. O'Neal high post. And here is Dunn. And it's Mourning with the rebound.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
That's what he gives you, a big-time presence on the glass.
And you know what, Greg? Once he gets his hands on it, he's not even thinking about kicking it out.
No reason to do so there. He was going to lead, no doubt.
And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Nuggets.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. And that aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
Another thing I thought they did well was pressure. They forced a ton of turnovers, turned those opportunities into points.
Pass to Daniels. Good ball movement here by the Suns. 4 on the shot clock. Back to Avdia. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Boy, not sure what happened on that one. Just an unforced error.
Number 27, Jamal Murray.
Denver leading by 11. And we've made our way through just over a minute and a half in this fourth quarter.
And the big guy is doing big things offensively. O'Neal knows his team counts on him to rack up points.
Here's Booker. To halt the run. Rebound by Williams. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's foul number 2 for him.
First team foul.
Williams outside.
And a clever defender. I like seeing Brooks be that pest on this end and just disrupt it.
Booker outside. Down low. Mourning. And the dunk by Mourning.
Well, what he lacks in size for a typical center, he makes up for with all that athleticism. Boy, can he elevate.
Williams attacking. Pass to Rizachet. Screen by O'Neal. To the middle. Lets it go with the 3. And it's Rizachet missing. Suns trail by 11. Good.
The big fella Mourning out ahead on that break.
Timeout called. Nuggets. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Was able to listen in on what David Adelman went over with his team. Now, his perspective was to play like we're behind. He said that's the energy we need right now. We haven't won anything yet. Back to you guys.
2 minutes remaining.
Okay, David, thanks.
2 minutes.
To the paint. A shot. And Mourning sends it back. And he recovers it. And he gets the bucket. O'Neal's got 6 in the quarter.
Man, that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Well, when it's closing time, he's trying to lock the door. He's been going all night.
And here's the break. Rebound by the Suns.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
It was right there for him. He'd love to have that one back. That was embarrassing.
And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. Denver leading by 11. Deep 2 from Murray. The second effort. And finished off by O'Neal.
The strength of O'Neal is otherworldly.
Brooks outside. Over to the wing. Here's Mourning. And again, it's the Suns missing. And so it's Williams who brings it up for the Nuggets. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight will be a win by a large margin for Denver.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting, despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Shaquille O'Neal.
What a relentless scoring night for this guy. In attack mode all evening.
And like to see Murray getting inside and getting physical. He needs that hard-charging attitude.
And so Murray nails both of them.
Well, you love a guy who gets himself to the line, takes his time, and makes the free throws. Complete professional.
Booker, no good. Now Williams over Booker. Oh, and he misses the dunk. And so it's Denver taking care of business in this. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what we want to do. Take the...
Being like you, I can never. I'm with the game forever. Getting fresh forever. Top floor, but we on the 5th level. Getting cash forever. Forever.
And I wanna get me forever. And I wanna get me forever. And I wanna get me forever. Yeah, she checking that. She like a earthquake. I know it's never. But I couldn't be like you, I could never. He said he couldn't meet a like me, he could never. It's hard to say loyal to you when she looking at me in that way.
Yo, me that like me, you can never. Yo, me that like me, you can never. Yo, me that like how I might never. Yeah, shot it right forever.
Yeah. We work to work, you late to work, I holla and they send it. You know my blood was colder than Chicago in December. Came up in Eagle with her mama was her daddy. And when I'm say holla at your family, my dog paid me that taste like candy. My dog out laying them low, ain't bring none laws out. Southside still in the car, still in the car, still not the car. No, start hold up, got a call. Said that I'm a cool cat. Yeah, tell him I'm a top dog. Rollin' with him, let them outside, but you don't live. Yeah, got the money in the headlight. Big dog every time we hit the red lights. Just shine, ain't nothing but a good day. Don't they ain't teach him how to pump fake. Big shot, I ain't tripping, I don't wanna lose count. Talking my, it was just us. Stop drive, hop in my ride, pat me that. On the west side, on the 110, swinging. Let's grill, let's spill, spin a few crumbs, pop smoke.